So AO, right? How do we do that? How do we get the kind of results that we constantly get, right? So number one is everything is, again, on site and private, and we're working with you real time with full-time coaches. Now, we're not a platform that connect students from, you know, random editors, right? And we our team is probably the strongest team. I'm always involved นะฮะไม่ใช่ involved กับทุก case อยู่แล้ว and we've been doing this for the longest time, so we do have the most extensive success record which allows us to benchmark ได้ตรงนี้สำคัญเพราะอะไร because we've seen so many people who've gotten, we've seen the majority of people who have gotten into these top schools, we're able to help benchmark อยู่ได้ว่า what else you can do to improve yourself to go in at whatever level you come in at. And for our students who get into university, we ask them to use their FERPA rights, right? The FERPA rights is the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act หมายความว่าถ้าเขาไปเรียนแล้ว like a student goes into Princeton or Harvard or Yale, they สามารถที่จะเข้าไปใน admissions office and ขอเปิดดู their file, right? เปิดดู their file and see all the comments. Right, so everything in the file is written down in comments because ส่วนใหญ่จะมีอ่าน first reader, second reader ที่ admissions office at each of the universities. So the first reader has to write all the notes and the comments that about how they feel about this candidate for the second person and for the final judge ด้วยเหมือนกัน so all their opinions are in writing นะฮะ so we get the students to look at that and make notes on like ว่าจุดไหนประทับใจจุดไหนงงๆจุดไหน maybe like สงสัยว่าaccurate หรือเปล่าอะไรเงี้ย right? So we know this and we understand their mindset. We follow their mindset ให้ได้ right? And ultimately, yeah, because we also work with an extensive group of graduate MBA and corporate scholars, so we have half of our clients, I think, เป็นเด็กปริญญาโทเนี่ย we are very well aware of like the global trends and we're aware of the many of the industrial issues. So we connect, a lot of times we connect our undergrads with the grad students to the office, you know, ที่แบบมีไอเดียมีอะไรที่แบบสนใจคล้ายๆกัน to maybe do a joint project together. So for example, we work with a lot of consultants from Bain, BCG, and McKinsey, right? And so some of these guys, they might be doing some projects and they can be the mentors. They can be the mentors for an applicant from a high school. So imagine if you're applying to college and you basically have a mentor for one of your projects that is a McKinsey consultant, and that McKinsey consultant can write a recommendation from you. All the schools, you know, really admire and respect an organization like McKinsey, so that's going to really add to your profile quite a bit. So each case, each student ที่เข้ามาแล้วเรา work ด้วยกันเนี่ยเรา work on developing something that's unique to you. As you've seen from my example, all of our example, มันเหมือนกับต้องไปดู initial interest ของ you ก่อน where you're starting off with, and what kind of resource, what kind of connection, what kind of interest ที่อยากจะเรียนด้วย future ของ you คืออะไร and we make these connections and we design these projects and these ideas organically แล้วก็ individually สำหรับแต่ละคนนะครับ so we don't use things like that other places have, like, oh, this is our contact, you ไป intern ที่นี่ทุกคนไปปลูกป่าที่นี่ทุกคนไป orphanage ที่นี่ทุกคนไปทาสีโรงเรียนที่นี่ you know that kind of approach of like using existing cookie cutter solutions don't work at all. We don't use cookie cutter package sets like projects, and we develop organically for each person, so it's definitely unique แล้วก็ไม่มีการซ้ำใครไม่ว่าจะปีนี้หรือปีก่อนๆ so everything's going to be absolutely unique. So that's basically our approach, and again you'll be working with the team นะฮะ and the process and the flow of the team is ตรงนี้แต่ละคนก็เข้ามานะฮะ everyone starts with the strategy direction ใช่ไหมแบบในเคสของน้องบอมก็มาตั้งแต่ I think grade 10ประมาณ grade 10, right? So we started that and we worked with him and we developed his various different projects. He's done actually 3 or 4. We supported him on various competitions that he's gone through Yeah, and then he went through the first editor, second editor, goes to a committee. Once the essay is all done, I approve everything, approve ทุกอย่าง and then he gets an interview coach นะครับ ultimately ก็ได้มหาวิทยาลัย and so this whole process is going to be supported by a team, and we through the team, this is the same process. We're going to be using a line group where you can contact everyone. I'm in everyone's line group อยู่แล้วนะครับ we also have a group line group for the whole year as well. So I would say our process has been quite successful. So far we're refining and we're improving นะฮะ everything we do fully, we do with heart, we do เต็มที่ for each of our students. So all you need to do is once you're part of the AO program, you just need to reach out and someone will reply to you very, very soon. Yeah. Our latest results just a few months ago in December, this is for the early round. We've had some pretty good results as usual as well. This is ยังไม่เสร็จของปีนี้ so we're not putting numbers up yet. Okay, so these are the seniors, current seniors this year that have gotten some results. But ultimately, I'll tell you, everyone sort of starts off at around the same time, but with not a clear idea of where they're going to go, where they're going to end up at, right? So everyone sort of starts off like kind of in the rough. So I'd like to sort of tell you a short story in it, there's this marble story. There's this great marble หินอ่อนที่แบบสวยงามแล้วก็ล้ำค่ามากคราวนี้เลยก็ยังไม่มีใครนึกออกว่าจะเอามาทำอะไรดีกับหินอ่อนที่แบบเรียกว่าเนื้อดีมากอันนี้ This was in Italy several hundred years ago นะฮะ until one guy came along and basically said, oh, okay, I think I can do something with this. I can find the greatest thing inside. So he basically turned this marble into one of the world's most famous statues. ใช่ไหม This is David. จะขอเซ็นเซอร์ข้างล่างนิดนึง So basically, Michelangelo was the guy. He said, I saw an angel inside the marble and I carved until I set him free. So this story is kind of like, it resonates. มันเป็นอะไรที่แบบเรา relate to at AO ได้มากๆเลยเพราะว่าน้องแต่ละคนที่เดินเข้ามานี่จริงๆเหมือนกับเป็นหินอ่อนที่แบบล้ำค่าเหมือนกันแต่ว่าแค่ยังไม่แบบเจอตัวเอง you have not really found your David inside. Everyone's a David เหมือนกันเป็น Alice หรือเป็น whoever inside, and basically our job is to help you find that, so it's always a self-discovery process that we work together to find what's the best what's the best angle ของyouที่ดึงออกมาให้ได้ but you're in there somewhere นะฮะ That's why this story is a little bit meaningful to us. So to get started in this self-discovery process เป็น process ที่จะเริ่มค้นพบตัวเองนะ all the students with all the great results, they all started with what we call the initial assessment and strategy planning session with Pisai, that's me, and you will come in and I will look at all the things that you have, things that you have to bring, your school transcript or your scores,อะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะฮะ so these are the things that we will look at, right? Your tests, sorry, this is the graduate version, but you bring your SAT or your APs,อะไรอย่างเงี้ย right? And what I'll do is I'll start planning, you identifying the list of activities that you need to be doing, and the like activities discovery process, what you should stop, what you should continue, what you should further enhance, and what you should further develop. We'll look at the kind of positionings and all that stuff. And we'll come up with a university list. We'll talk about recommenders that you should get, and I'll set a time frame for you, all the tests that you need to take,อะไรบ้าง and we'll discuss about the classes, whether youควรจะ IB หรือ AP หรือว่า whatever. So all the questions that's related to you and you're planning from whenever you come in until you ต้องเตรียมและจนได้ผลจากมหาวิทยาลัย get your university results. We're going to be planning sort of a time frame for that as well. So for all attendees in this seminar, you immediately get 15% off. You immediately get 15% off. Usually it's about 2.5 hours. The cost ประมาณ 10,000 บาท 15% off, so that's about 8,500, right? So if you're still not sure, this is the recommended program though. I want everyone to start with this. But if you want to start with something a little bit lighter, we also have another program. This is sort of a group thing where you can come in and we have a college application workshop, and we're going to be doing this periodically over the summer. It's going to be a shorter one at the Tampan series that could matter, right? So it's about 3 hours, but it's up to a group of 6 people, up to 6 people. And it's basically 2,500, right? And we'll basically, because it's a group, มันจะไม่ได้เจาะลึกเท่า I can review and comment on your current activities list and talk about the activities, which want to continue, stop, expand, develop อะไรเงี้ย but in general terms อาจจะไม่ได้มานั่ง brainstorm ด้วยกันมากนัก as we would in the initial assessment, and we give you some general feedback อะไรอย่างนี้ได้นะฮะประมาณนั้น so these are the 2 programs that I would encourage you to start planning, starting with it. Once we start with this, we can develop specific programs for you, right? So we customize all our programs to each individual students depending on what you need. Okay. Another thing as a reminder also before we end is you should contact us for the free mock test and the review for the SAT. So if you haven't taken the QR code, this is the time to do that now. You have to claim your free mock test just for being a participant today. And finally, the other thing you will also get, if you'd like, you come visit our office. We'd be happy to share with you this book. It's a detailed book on เป็นภาษาไทยนะ on the process and the steps for applying to undergraduate programs in the US. So you can always come in and get that. You just let us know you've attended the seminar and you want to get this book. Okay, and finally, we do have a special promo for exceptional candidates. And our promotion is basically discounts, and again, but there's a tiering system ในแต่ละระดับ, right? So people who won international academic recognition, ใช่ไหม เช่นแบบ top of the world หรือ Olympiad อะไรเงี้ย you can come in and we'll have like a special promotion for you for international level or national academic recognition, เช่น top of Thailand or something. Make sure it's academic นะฮะ Or if you're a student leader at your school of 3 or more clubs, committees, or organizations, you've been founder อะไรเงี้ย of 3 or more organizations, you can let us know, and then we'll do something special for you. If you have a top 5 GPA in your entire class, in your whole year, ก็ลองติดต่อมา or your SAT reasoning score, and obviously มันก็จะเป็น tiering system for people who achieve different type of scores. For example, for the SATs, 1,450, 1,500 หรือ 1,550, right? Or if you have 3 or more APs with 5, right? You get a perfect score in 3 or more APs. And if you got a TOEFL score, writing and speaking, IELTS, นะฮะ หรือว่า if you're a scholar of any sort, เป็น government scholar, เป็น corporate scholar, หรือเป็น a school, if you're getting a scholarship from your school also for whatever reason, let us know. Or if you feel you have some other special qualities, we'll be happy to evaluate that for like a special deal for you. Okay, you can long submit มาให้ได้ All right, so that's pretty much what I wanted to say today. ลองดูว่า if you have any questions, right? This is our official line for admissions office.